example, Shorts content took over last year, and gaming creators have been taking full advantage of the Shorts shelf. Also, more massive personalities have started exclusively content here on YouTube. And that's prompted YouTube to announce some major changes coming to live streaming here in 2022. And as if all of that wasn't enough, YouTube themselves have actually come in and started educating creators more, teaching creators just like you and me how we can get our content discovered faster by the right people. So taking everything I learned from 2021, we're going to focus specifically on new gaming channels. But of course, if you've already started your gaming channel, that's all right. All of this will be 100% relevant to you as well. Let's start with the first thing that any new channel needs to do on YouTube, and that's make decisions for gaming channels. Those decisions might include the types of content you're going to make, be it walkthroughs, reviews, tips and tricks, montages. You may choose whether or not to use a face cam, or you might choose whether live streaming or YouTube Shorts are going to be incorporated into your content strategy. And of course, one of those choices may include the game or type of game you're going to play on your channel consistently. And let's focus on that last one for a second, because picking the right game or type of game to play on your channel will really be the foundation of everything you do on YouTube going forward. Dozens of times now, I've sat here and told creators that if you want to grow on YouTube, the number one quickest way to success is at least starting with one game. Now, obviously, that's not the only thing you need to do to get thousands of views and subscribers, but we'll go more in depth on getting the most out of your game in a little bit. When it comes to focusing on just one game on YouTube, there's a pretty big problem that we should probably address. What happens when the trend that you are covering on YouTube starts to come to an end? Because that's what every game is. Each game that's popular right now is a trending topic on its own. How can you build long-term success on YouTube if you don't plan for a future that doesn't include the game that your entire channel is based on? So here's how I want you to look at this. When you're choosing a game to play on your channel, you should also know that you're also choosing an audience that regularly looks for content about that game. As the trend that is your game slowly begins to die down, your audience will naturally look for the next thing to play and or watch on YouTube. Your goal as the creator is to bring that audience together and get them to love you and your content as much as they love the game you're using to make that content. That way, when that trend finally does die down, pivoting to something new is a lot easier. But hang on. It might take a long time to build that audience and in turn build that trust with them to get them to follow you to whatever new game you decide to play. And that's why you cannot take this choice lightly, because you can't build trust with an audience if you don't inherently love what you're doing on YouTube. You can't pick a topic on YouTube simply because you think it's going to get a bunch of views. At the same time, though, if the game you love isn't currently trending, then it's going to be really hard to get discovered in the first place. And so we research. I want you to make a list of every single game you love and use it to determine, of those games, which one would make for the best YouTube content. Of those games, which ones are currently trending. And of those trending, which one makes you the most excited? Which one can you think of 10 video title ideas right now off the top of your head? Once you have this list, it's time to determine if your game falls into one of two categories. Because the way I see it, there are two different types of games on YouTube. You have your long lifespan games. These games include things we've all heard of, right? Minecraft, Fortnite, Call of Duty, maybe any of the Pokemon games, a popular MMO like Final Fantasy XIV. These games have a proven reliability because all the time they're getting free or paid content updates or just sequels. You can always count on these games trending because as soon as the trend starts to die down, developers swoop in with new content to keep the audience engaged. The other category is a bit more tricky because that's your shorter lifespan games. And when you get a new shorter lifespan game, you may not even realize that you're holding a shorter lifespan game. Some recent examples include Cyberpunk 2077 or Among Us or maybe the Spider-Man game. Of that list, all of those games have an unproven reliability. Take, for example, Google Trends, which shows Among Us actually peaking around October 2020. Even today, Among Us itself still has a presence. It still has an audience. However, when you compare it to a game like Fortnite, you start to discover why it is Fortnite content seems to dominate on YouTube, especially around certain times of the year. Or take major hit games like Spider-Man, which we know is getting a sequel, but not until September of 2023. In my opinion, that's a really long time to keep your Spider-Man gaming channel afloat while you wait for content to come out around the new update. So depending on the type of game you pick, you'll need a different strategy to grow. With long lifespan games, it's really tough because these are the games people think of first when they think about starting a new gaming channel, right? Their popularity keeps them relevant to players and creators alike. Picking one of these games to start your channel around means that you need to get extra creative with ways that you can stand out amongst the crowd. An example from this year would be BlockFacts, who started uploading Minecraft Shorts just before 2021 and currently has well over 1 million subscribers. This is all thanks to his unique approach to Minecraft short-form content. So if you choose to play one of these long lifespan games and base your entire channel on it, your strategy is going to be focus. Learn everything you can about that game. Completely immerse yourself in the community and research every niche within the niche. With these games, understand that you have to bring something extra to the table. Even today's biggest Minecraft creators aren't simply playing Minecraft anymore. They're sharing valuable information. They're showing off awesome, fun mods. Or in the case of Dream SMP, a popular Minecraft server full of content creators, any of them would tell you creating roleplay content like this takes a lot of time and effort. As a new channel, your strategy shifts though when you think about these short lifespan games. They might be red hot today, but you don't know where they're going to be a month from now. As such, a shorter lifespan game can actually be fantastic for a new channel, especially if you're early on the trend. If you decide to go this route, you have to be realistic though. There will come a point where that indie game you decided to cover will slowly trend downward. Use this time though while the game is popular to build an audience. You need to be trying new things, and you need your personality to shine through as well to make a real connection with your audience. And that tip honestly applies to the long lifespan games as well. Once that trend does start to slow down, you might consider pivoting to a more long-term game, one more to the next similar to your research, because if you understand your audience, pivoting to this new game isn't going to be that big of a deal. Identify what it is about that game that people love, and find the next game that has those same characteristics. But simply swapping to any old game, it's going to be really challenging unless you've built a strong connection with your audience, and they love you and maybe your favorite gaming channel called Let's Game It Out. They're about to hit 4 million subscribers at the time of recording this, and they upload about once or twice a month. When you simply look at their latest videos, you start to notice that they tend to play a lot of different games. And some games that play on their channel, such as Prison Simulator, aren't exactly that well known. What makes this channel unique is their tendency to utterly destroy any game they touch. And without even reading the titles, it's kind of clear that's what you're going to get just by looking at some of the thumbnails. Speaking of their thumbnails, Let's Game It Out thumbnails didn't always look like this. Today they complement the titles very well and tell part of a hilarious story. Prior to that, though, their pattern was simply using the game's logo and an episode number to describe every single video. Making this change was crucial to their success. I've already given you a ton of places to start with research today, so I'm going to make the thumbnails easier. FAQ allows you to preview your video in search results, and you can use this before you ever even publish. Throw in the search term you want to rank for and hit preview. From there, you'll be shown a page that shows you the top ranking videos and puts your video right in the middle, as if it's also ranking very highly for this term. Using this tool, we can determine before we ever hit publish if we should be making some tweaks to our title or our thumbnail. You can download vidIQ with the link down below and try this for yourself. As a fan of this channel, it doesn't matter what they choose to play. I'm always going to watch because of their unique style, what they breathe to every single game that they play. It took me to join me about 4 or 5 or 6 different videos before I finally started going through the backlog of content that this channel has. So for you to build the most dedicated audience that you can, it's important to have fun while you're on camera. Crank your personality to 11, make it impossible for anybody to go outside of actually recording your videos. You also need to understand that there's a lot of work to do, both before and after you sit down and record your video. All the creators we discussed today are doing this, or if they wanted to, could do this as a full-time job. But there is an element of every job that is inherently work. No matter what you do on YouTube or how well you apply any of the advice we give on this channel, you won't be an overnight success. It's simply not how it works. Starting a gaming channel or any type of channel on YouTube is going to take time, effort, and patience. You need to be willing to try new things as you make videos. Then you need to learn from those videos, whether or not they perform as you hope. And then take everything you learn, apply it to your future videos, and try to improve even just 1% every video. And that's all well and good. But for any of work, you need to find your audience. And that's why I want you to watch this video next, because in it, I break down the steps that you need to take in order to get your content discovered by the right people.